can't lose in the NFC Championship game if you never make it there in the first place. Oh. This was just terrible. I didn't want to have to say this joke, but I did anyways. Okay, you know what? At least I can still say the Bucks are NBA champions, but this one bites. This one bites. You know, I guess we got a lot to go over. I'm not even gonna do the intro video. I'm just gonna go straight to the basics. What's poppin', y'all? It's your man, Club Boy Bales. Welcome to another analysis episode of Wisco Sports, where we are on our final episode of the season for this Packers season. Unfortunately, a game that really most people thought that we had ended in a very heartbreaking fashion. But to be honest, you know, it hurts because not just this, you don't even know what's going to happen, you know? Like, keep in mind, you know, this off-season is going to be terrible because it's like, you know, you saw Adams and Rodgers walking out of the tunnel and it's like, this will be it for them. I mean, you can't imagine. They bring back all these people and it was all for nothing. All because people on special teams couldn't even do anything. This just sucked. Our offense, I'm not going to say they did good. They did allow a lot of sacks, which was one issue. Our defense, I'd say they did pretty dang good, despite, you know, for some things. But the problem was, it just came down to special teams. The Packers opened this game up with a touchdown. And I was like thinking, okay, I think we really can get a hold of this game. I mean, I really think so. Then, we forced a turnover. Not a turnover. Then we get the ball. We're moving down the field. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, maybe we actually can hold it. And then we fumble. Now, you know, it sucked. You know, I saw a lot of plays happen where you're like thinking, oh, they're going to dominate, but they couldn't get down the field. This 49ers defense was prepared. There's no team that was really good at stopping Rodgers and Adams this year. I mean, this team figured out how to do it. And I know they've done it before. But this now, Rodgers is 0-4 in his career against San Francisco. It's just completely disappointing that, you know, I don't know what else to think. It just sucks. I mean, this could have been the year, and really a last dance of all sorts, that they brought the Lombardi Trophy home, but they didn't. And I know through everything that we've seen, it was a fun season. Very fun season. But this was just an all-time bummer performance today. And I don't know what's next for the team. I don't even know what to say. You know what? And I'm not upset because I'm just trying to be I'm just trying to move on from this. But, you know, we saw as I said many times, it only matters in the postseason. Nothing matters in regular season, you know? Look at the Brewers. One of the best regular seasons ever, and they get absolutely brutalized in the playoffs. The same thing happened at the Packers. And it's not that they rested they got all their guys back. Almost 7 people came back to actually play in this game. And it just was nothing could work, you know? It just sucked. You know, the crazy thing is, you know, special teams, you know, without special teams, we would have won this game. The way the defense was playing, with the way, you know, and I'm not going to say the offense, I was expecting much. The San Francisco defense is really good. We know that. I mean, they sacked Rodgers 5 times today, and that's it's tough because I mean we haven't sacked him as much. He hasn't been sacked much this year, so it does show 49ers were really up to the task. All right, I'm just gonna go over the game stats before I really kind of go off on my grieving here, but. Aaron Rodgers goes 20 out of 29, 225 yards, only sacked 5 times for a total of 29 yards. Aaron Jones led the day with 12 carries for 41 yards and receptions, 9 for 129 yards. A.J. Dillon, 7 carries for 25 yards and the only touchdown on the day. Devontae Adams, 9 catches for 90 yards. Pretty much everybody else was not really a factor. The only turnover for the Green Bay was Marcedes Lewis fumbling in the first quarter. Preston Smith led the game with 9 total tackles. Devondre Campbell and Chris Barnes both had 7. Not a lot from a lot of people. Kenny Clark with a sack. Rashawn Gary 2 sacks. Zadarius Smith finally making his return, also getting a sack. And a tackle for a loss, a big tackle for a loss for Jandon Sullivan. Adrian Amos was provided the only interception of the game for Green Bay. Mason Crosby was 1 of 2 from field goals. One of those kicks was blocked, another special teams blunder. And Corey Bojorquez, other than that block punt, had 5 punts for 235 yards. And that's not his fault. He's a great punter, and it's great that we're probably going to keep him around. But the game-changing play was that block punt. We stopped him on 4th down, which was huge. And I was sitting there thinking, wow, this is game-changing. Then we get stopped, but I was like, okay, you know what? I can trust our defense with the way they're playing. And then the block punt happens, and I just kind of gave up at the game at that point. Because, their defense was just too good. I just didn't really have faith even in our offense to even go down the field and even score points. I kind of just, at this point, I was like, that's it, it's over. On San Francisco's side, Jimmy Garoppolo, 11 out of 19, 131 yards and a pick, 4 sacks for a total of 25 yards. Elijah Mitchell had 17 carries for 53 yards and 3 catches for 18. Deebo Samuel, 10 carries for 39 yards and 3 catches for 44. Juszczyk Adu for 14. George Kittle led the day, 4 catches for 63 yards, and not a whole lot from everybody else. Johnson led the day and Fred Warner and Greenlaw all led the day with 6 tackles. Not a pretty much day from tackle-wise, but it obviously Robbie Gould 2 of 2 from the day. Mitch Wisnowski 5 punts. This was a defensive battle, and it just sucks that it doesn't matter. Our defense is what I was worried about, and it played fine. Our special teams is what really messed us up, and it just sucks that the season has to come to an end like this, and not just the season, the end of possibly the Rodgers era if he chooses not to come back, which I don't know. I wouldn't come back if I were him. I wouldn't. Even same thing with Adams. It's just all this was just a waste. I want to see more coming down from the line, but you know what? Every year, you think it's gonna work out, and then it just doesn't. And this is just how it is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty much ready. Well, on the other side, the Bucks did win. That's a good win. Just gonna try to be positive. The Brewers, they're expected to have a way better season than they did last year, and I'm expecting some excitement. Hopefully, opening day is coming soon. I think 60 days till opening day, if I'm correct. But this off season is going to be very, 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 very tough. And they pull out the win. It's not like I can help it out, but it just comes down to special teams. Of course, the guy's going to get fired. There's no way in my mind he won't be. But at this point, if this is it for Rodgers and Adams and anybody that is a free agent, this just was a tough season to blow, you know? Unlike the Brewers that wasted a season, but they're going to get most of the people back. This season was a waste because the cap space is just ridiculous. You know, it sucks. Tomorrow's matchups, Los Angeles Rams and Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to face off. The winner of that will be facing San Francisco and hosting San Francisco 49ers. Big underdog team. Also, Cincinnati won earlier today. And Buffalo and Kansas City also face off tomorrow as well. I don't know what else I can say, but this was very disappointing. Not many penalties I can say. And I'm not gonna. There's nothing to blame here. There's no refs to blame. There's no defense to blame. There's really no offense to blame. I get that was a great defense by the 49ers, but it all came down to special teams. I remember that game against the Bears. We only beat them because it was against the Bears. But if we played a legit contender, I knew we'd be screwed. And the way that you just lose is just a blocked field goal, you know? I didn't think it was going to... I think, you know, if it wasn't for special teams, we would have had this game. But unfortunately, our special team sucks. It still sucks, and it never gets better. So, lots of things to happen in this offseason. At this point, you know, I don't know what else I'm going to really make my videos on, you know? Because, you know, the Bucks, you know, it's a long way till playoffs for them. Long way till the start of the season. You know, the Badgers basketball as well. You know, long way to go till March Madness. It's just going to be long. And you know what? I respect the Packers for doing it. I mean, Rodgers is just going to walk out of here as one of the greatest ever. I mean, I'll probably be making a debate video, you know. Rodgers, you know, statistic-wise, he's the best player to ever play for the Packers. Regardless of what you think of him, if he moves on, if he retires, if he calls it quits, if he comes back with the team, he'll still be the greatest. And I want to see what the Packers do this offseason. It's going to just be very interesting. It might be a very depressing offseason, but yeah, I think it's for the best. So anyways, congratulations to the 49ers again. And also, congratulations, Packers, on another outstanding season. It just came to an end, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's heartbreaking, but I think it's time that, as a fan, just got to move on. It's the best thing that we can do. If he comes back, he comes back. If you don't, you don't. But I think for the years that we've had, I think that we should be grateful for everything that we've had. That's all I really got to say. So anyways, if you like this video, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, signing off for one last time in this season, rooting on the Packers. I'll obviously be making more prediction videos in the next coming weeks. Obviously, we still got some more games coming up. But, as always, stay safe, be smart. Obviously, I didn't mean to make this video so long, but I did. But this is my final one, so on the Packers. Anyways, stay safe, be smart, and as always, go Pack Go. What can you do? We will see you next time.